In a quaint little cottage tucked away on a quiet street lived a young girl named Millie. Now, Millie was an inquisitive sort, always asking questions, always exploring. But her real passion was baking. Oh, how she loved to bake. Each night, as the clock struck 12, Millie would sneak into the magical bakery located right behind her grandma's kitchen. The walls were lined with copper pots, and the counters were covered with singing, dancing ingredients. Flour would leap onto the table from the bowl, singing a jig. The sugar would tap dance on the counter, and the eggs would march in perfect lines. And that was just the beginning. Each ingredient had its own song and its own style, and they all came together in a grand finale of flower power. Now, the reason the ingredients could talk and walk was because of the Book of Bakes, a cookbook filled with spells and incantations that brought the recipes to life. It was also the reason why every night at midnight, Millie would sneak into the bakery and help the head baker, Mrs. Loquat, prepare baked goods for the whole magical kingdom. She'd help the gingerbread men march in formation, the gumdrop trees twirl, and the chocolate cake do a little shimmy. But one night, oh boy, one night things went terribly wrong. Millie was helping Mrs. Loquat with a new recipe, a monstrously delicious dough that would, if the spell went right, turn into a magnificent mountain range of bread. Now, this dough was different from all the other ingredients. It wasn't happy. In fact, it looked like a big green blob with eyes. "What's wrong?" asked Millie, peering into the bowl. "I don't know," said the dough monster. "I just don't feel like being baked." "Nonsense," said Mrs. Loquat. "You were made for this. Now get in the oven." And with that, she turned the oven on. But instead of baking, the heat from the oven made the dough rise and rise and rise until he was a huge, stinky green monster with arms like serpents. He burst out of the oven and ran around the bakery, knocking over chairs and tables, singing, run away, you can't bake me." Millie knew she had to do something. But what? She couldn't fight the dough monster with her bare hands. She wasn't even half a foot tall. And besides, he was too quick. She'd be flat as a pancake before she could say, "Holy moly." So she did the only thing she could. She opened the Book of Bakes and started flipping through the pages, looking for a spell, any spell that might stop a rampaging pile of dough. Meanwhile, the dough monster was wreaking havoc, sending ingredients flying and machines crashing. He was unstoppable. That was, of course, until Millie found the spell. It was called Need No More. All you needed to do, or rather sing, was pour a pitcher of ice water on your troublesome treat. So that's what she did. She marched right up to the raging dough monster, poured the ice water right on him and sang, need no more, go back to being dough, go back to being dough." At first, nothing happened. Then the dough monster started to shrink. He went from a huge beast to the size of a loaf of bread. Then he stopped moving altogether. He just sat there looking kind of sad. "Oh dear," said Millie. "I didn't mean to hurt you." "It's okay," said the dough monster. "I think I was just tired of being a monster. Being dough is much more fun." And with that, he started to giggle and boinged around the kitchen like a pogo ball, hopping, boinging, happy as could be. From then on, the dough monster became a regular at the bakery, though he never got quite so out of hand again. As for Millie, she continued to sneak into the magical bakery every night, not just because she loved to bake, but because she had a newfound appreciation for the magic that happened when you mixed a little bit of flour, a little bit of water, a little bit of love, and a whole lot of friendship. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Good night, little one.